It's not in your pussy. What are you saying?
The reason I was awake at 2 a.m. last night was because I was writing a breakup text to my situationship.
Okay.
And I just caught that little moment of ick. And I thought, oh, you've become flatmate.
Saucy Secrets.
And so we're back for episode 7.
Week.
Oh my God, it's my favourite time of the week too. We've got the most amazing shows.
Like, subscribe, tell your friends, and if there was ever a show to not just be listening, but to be watching, it's tonight, because boy, oh boy.
Yes, we have the Angela White. I've never been sent so many DMs. I've never had so much outcry about having her on. She's a massive star.
The biggest adult entertainer on the planet, let's be honest.
Her saucy secret this week will shock you and give you an idea of just how famous she is.
Why am I not surprised? Angela White's secret might be somewhat shocking.
All right, buckle up, because tonight's guest is an absolute Aussie legend, and she's one of the most famous women in the world for all the right reasons. She's shot more scenes than we've had hot dinners. She's won more awards than most Hollywood stars, and she's taken the adult industry from taboo to mainstream. I'm talking about the one and only Angela White. And yes, we're going there. We're talking sex, power, fame, and what really happens behind the camera. If you've ever wondered what it's like to be the most desired woman on the internet, stay right here, because Angela joins us to share her saucy secret. Welcome, Angela.
Thank you. What an introduction.
So first of all, Angela, what is your saucy secret?
Well, my saucy secret is that my sex tapes have been viewed over 10 billion times.
10 billion.
10 billion? 10 billion times. That is unbelievable.
Wild. I get excited if my Instagram gets like
5,000 views is a big tick for a normal person. 10 billion? That is out of this world.
I know. And you didn't have to sleep with 1,000 men in one go to do it. It's just beautiful, wholesome porn.
Well, I don't know if it's all wholesome, but...
Okay, that's a lie. I've seen your videos. It is not wholesome. Good pickup. So let's start at the beginning. What made you want to do porn? Like, what was a moment when you thought, that's the career for me?
Actually, when I was in high school. So I was a very sexual teen, and I expressed my sexuality, which wasn't deemed appropriate at that time. And I was interested in boys and girls, so I was criticized for being a slut and a lesbian. It didn't matter how I enacted my sexuality, it was deemed inappropriate. And pornography was the first place where I saw women being celebrated for having multiple partners and for having sexual fantasies and embracing their sexuality. So from high school on, I was like, well, this is my place. This is where I want to be. So, of course, I waited till I was 18, and then I applied to do porn just like any other regular job. I put in my resume, and of course that resume also included some nude photos, and the rest is history.
Where do you apply for a job like that? It's not like it's in the, on LinkedIn or it's in the classifieds in a newspaper. Where do you find those job ads?
Yeah.
I mean, it probably is on LinkedIn at this stage.
Now, yeah.
True.
Yeah. But I just wrote to a company that I really wanted to work with. So I have big natural boobs, and so I found this company that specialized in curvaceous, big natural boobs, and said, I'd really love to do my first scenes with you. And that's how I applied, just directly to the company that I wanted to work with.
And your first job was in America, was that right? So you had to hop on a plane. What was that plane trip like, going for your very first porn shoot? I would have been petrified.
I was so excited. It was exhilarating because this is a dream that I'd had for so many years. So to finally be on a plane going across the other side of the world to live out my dreams was absolutely incredible. Scary as well, but honestly, I was just nervous, excited.
Wow. And did you know who you were going to be? Like, what was the first scene? How did it all play out?
So actually it ended up playing out really well because I started off quite slow. I did my first trip, I only did solo. My second trip, I did girl-girl. And then I actually did girl-girl only for 8 years until I moved into boy-girl hardcore. So I progressed throughout my career at the level that I was comfortable with.
I think that's smart. Yeah.
Yeah. And do you, when it comes to, progressing from girl to boy-girl, do you let them know, or do they go, this is what we're thinking? Or do you go, what, I think I'm ready to try something different? How does that progression happen?
So I've been in control of my career from the get-go. I've always done what I'm comfortable with in that moment. Of course, companies always offered me other things before I was ready, but I've always just rejected it until it felt like something that I truly wanted to do for myself. I just never did it.
And do you think because your fan base is strong and it's loyal and you've got millions of followers on Instagram and TikTok and everywhere, do you think the reason your videos resonate is because you're genuinely having a good time? Like you genuinely enjoy having sex? Like, listen, I've watched your videos for research. You don't look disassociated. You're in the moment. Do you think that's the secret to your success?
I think that's definitely the main secret. I mean, it's not really a secret. I love what I do. I've always wanted to do this job. It's my dream job. And they say, get a job you love and you'll never work a day in your life. This is just me expressing my own sexuality on camera. But I will say the big natural boobs did help.
Yes.
They come for the boobs, they stay for the chemistry and connection. That's what I think.
I think that's the same with me as well. Thanks, Mum. Thanks, Grandma. So it does look very glamorous because you do the big shoots in the beautiful mansions and the pools. Like, we're not seeing you in a back alley, although, in some circumstances that's hot too. But what's the least sexy thing that happens on a film set?
All the paperwork. There is so much compliance paperwork involved in actually shooting a professional porn scene, which I don't think most fans or consumers of porn realize. So we have to do these 2257 paperwork every single time I'm on set. And that's basically to prove that I'm over 18. So it doesn't matter that I've done thousands of scenes in my career. Every single scene, I have to prove once again that I'm over the age of 18. I have to fill out other compliance paperwork to state that I'm not on any drugs or alcohol, that I'm doing the shoot out of my own free will. I do a model release where I'm consenting to my images being published online. And then we also go through a boundary checklist. So we have a talent liaison that goes through what we will and will not do during a scene. And that talent liaison is there to watch the scene to make sure none of our boundaries are crossed. And then, of course, we have testing paperwork. So we have to get tested regularly and we have to show that those test results as well. So there's a lot of paperwork and a lot of compliance involved before we can get to the real sexy stuff.
I always find that so interesting because I watched the Bonnie Blue documentary last week and I had a chat with her, and what shocked me the most was she did the stunt with 1,000 men, and she didn't make any of them get an STD test, and that gave me so much anxiety. But I know with your shoots and certainly with OnlyFans, what people don't realize is they're really strict on that, aren't they? Like, you have to do an STD test every 2 weeks. Is that correct?
Yes. So that's the standard in LA. Every 14 days, we have to do a full panel. So that includes gonorrhea, chlamydia, syphilis, MGen. We're doing throat swabs, HIV, obviously, and a bunch of others that I don't remember the names of. But it's a full panel plus so bloods, urine, and swabs of the throat and anus as well. So it's fully tested every. I do it every 12 days. Industry standard is 14 days.
Has it always been that strict, or do you find that as time progresses, it's getting more and more strict with more and more protection for performers?
So it became 2 weeks was the standard from around 2012. Before that, it was 30 days. So it's definitely been stricter for more than a decade.
Isn't it funny that it's safer to sleep with someone in the sex industry at the moment than it is from a guy you meet at the pub? We throw out a question asking everyone if they had a question for you. Most of them we can't put to air. But we actually got some really good ones. So are you happy to answer them?
Of course. I love fan questions.
Well, they're very creative. The first one we got was, have you ever caught real feelings for a co-star?
Yeah.
You're only human.
Yeah, I'm human. And look, the thing is that I really like to connect during my scenes. I value having genuine chemistry and passion. And so sometimes that's also reciprocated. And, you can definitely catch feelings on set. I have. And it does make things complicated because they are my colleagues.
Yeah.
But
and would you get jealous if that person did a scene with someone else? I would.
No. For me, it's hot.
Okay.
I
Oh.
like watching someone that I'm into have sex with someone else.
Yeah, I kind of get that. I had that conversation the other day with a guy. I was like, I think I would like to watch you have sex. But then I realized, no, I'm a green-eyed monster and I'd hate it. In theory, I love it. Another person asked, how do you keep sex exciting in your personal life when it's also your job?
It's such a hard question to answer because it's just like sex is always exciting. What do you mean? I guess in my personal life, it's even better because then I don't have to open up for a camera. I don't have to worry about a performance. I don't have a director yelling out, hey, switch positions or whatever. Like I have more freedom when I'm having sex at home, which is always going to make it more exciting.
Oh, I love that. And do you ever watch your own videos for fun, or have you watched your videos with someone before you sleep with them to get yourself in the mood?
The ultimate foreplay. Here's some of my previous work.
I am hot.
I used to watch all of my scenes actually because I used to edit all of my scenes, which was quite mortifying in the beginning because when you edit your own scenes, you really see all the things that you're doing wrong. But I feel like being an editor made me a much better performer.
When you say
you can't,
when you say things that you're doing wrong, like what kind of stuff would you pick up on?
Yeah.
Or sometimes it's little things like just the positioning of your body. Like when you're seeing those perfect camera angles in porn, it requires a lot of contortion for the talent. I think anyone who's tried to make a home video will know like, hey, like we kind of did the same positions that porn did. Why didn't my video turn out to look as good? It's subtle hand positioning. You know, if I'm in doggy and I have my hand like kind of out further like this, I'm blocking my boobs. Just moving it back a little actually shows the swaying breasts as I'm getting fucked. And it's like that in every position. There's always these little micro movements that performers can do to make a position look really good. And you learn that on the job, but also when you're seeing it as you're watching your scenes back and or in my case editing them, you can really fine tune those details of, this would have looked so much better if I had twisted my body around in that moment so that not only could they see the penetration and the boob bouncing, but they could also see my face. So it's those little things.
Oh my God, that's so
that make a big
interesting.
difference.
Because I have tried to film one and I was horrified at what I looked like. So if you're doing doggy, put your hands away from your boobs a little lower. What are some other really, really good tips just for the rookies out there like me who think we look hot in the moment?
If someone wanted to start filming their own bedroom activities, what are the things they must do to make it look as good as possible?
Lighting is key. Having good lighting makes everything look better. And obviously you'll be able to see the penetration more if that's something you're trying to capture. But you don't want to have like contrasty lighting where you're seeing every wrinkle and every pimple, and you just want nice flat lighting where you're looking beautiful. Lighting is everything. But in terms of like positioning and things like that, I wouldn't necessarily recommend you study porn stars because yes, it'll make your scenes look more like porn, professional porn, but sometimes some of the hottest sex is amateur sex where you're just seeing the passion and you can tell they have no idea how to position their bodies, but you just see how into it they are.
There's a really big, on Pornhub at the moment, there's a big thing for amateur porn. People are really into watching those kind of old VHS filmed kind of scenes, and I get it. I was going to say make sure you wear waterproof mascara, but maybe it's hotter if you don't.
No, some people love that look of the running mascara down your face after giving a gagging blowjob. Yeah, I think it's hot.
Okay, note to ladies, do not wear the waterproof
Panda eyes are
mascara.
hot. It's totally fine.
Yeah.
Go for panda eyes.
I get it. Okay, another person asked, what's the most embarrassing thing that happened to you mid-scene? Fanny farts, surely.
Oh, they're not, queefs aren't embarrassing. That's a normal human bodily thing. That's definitely not embarrassing. No one should be embarrassed by that. The only thing that I can think of, which, people have told me it's actually not that embarrassing, but for me it was, I was getting fucked in the butt and I was so like my brain had melted. It was just such a mind-blowing experience that during the scene, I was talking dirty and I was saying like how good this dick feels in my pussy. Like, oh my God, it feels so incredible in my pussy. And this was when I was editing my scenes at the time. And I'm watching the scene back and going, it's not in your pussy. What are you saying? And I had to cut that out because I'm like, it looked ridiculous. So
Oh, that's so sad. That would have been one of your best scenes too.
you think so? Maybe I should release that clip, and maybe it's going to be my most viral moment ever.
If you did the bloopers, I think that I would watch that. That would go so good.
There's your next 10 billion views.
There's your niche.
I did actually include the bloopers in my last movie that I directed called Fuck Angela, and that BTS was so funny and probably watched more than the scenes themselves.
Oh my God, I'm going to watch that when I get home.
Do you ever meet someone, right, when you're out and this is, you know, in your personal life, and you meet someone that's really awesome? Do you ever meet someone that doesn't know who you are, and when you take a moment, and is that completely refreshing?
It's actually it's very rare, at least in LA. People do know who I am, so I haven't encountered that at this stage. So
it is funny.
It might be refreshing, but I don't know how I get that.
Now, the new big thing in porn is doing these crazy stunts and the 1,000 men in the petting zoo and things like that. Are you tempted to go down that road, or are you happy where you are?
My thing is that, like, this is all about me expressing and exploring my sexuality. And while I actually do gangbangs, I quite enjoy group sex scenes. For me, it's not about how many people I can sleep with at one time. For me, it's about connecting with people. And there's only so big a gangbang can get before I'm not really connecting with everybody there. So, yeah, I'm really about connection and chemistry and passion. So my favorite scenes are one-on-one, because I feel like that's when you get to be the most giving and to really concentrate on someone else's pleasure. So that's my focus.
Okay, and I think there's a lot of men wondering now, because I get so many messages from men going, how do we please women better in the bedroom? What can we do? Does penis size matter? All those things. What would be your best advice to men on how to please their ladies?
Ask them.
Yes, communication.
Just writing that down.
Ask them.
Okay.
Use your words. Communicate.
Yes.
I think people are scared to communicate about sex, and sometimes people are embarrassed to talk about what they actually want, and we don't have the sexual scripts to explain what it is that we're after. But I think the more that we start normalizing talking about what we want in the bedroom, the easier it's going to get. And I mean, look, another great idea is a woman knows how to get herself off. Mm-hmm. So maybe doing some mutual masturbation, watch how she touches her body, the rhythm in which she rubs her clit, what it is, whether she's, on the clit or above the clit, or what it is that how she touches herself to make her feel good. That's a good kind of way to follow along and do things that you know that she's going to enjoy. But also just asking. It's great.
Yes. Oh my God. Preach.
Ask and listen. Good. Writing that down. Thank you so much. And where did you learn that from, Angela? Wise.
Okay,
Good.
I've got one more question before we go. Well, I've got a million questions, but I've got one more question for today. If you could give one piece of advice to women on how to feel sexier in the bedroom, what would that be?
I would say focus less on performing pleasure and focus more on experiencing pleasure. Yes. Because when you're really in your body and experiencing that pleasure, you become magnetic. I think a lot of women, just because of the culture and everything, like we're so focused on how we look on the outside. Like, does this look right? Am I pretty enough? Is my makeup good? Is the lingerie? But when you're focused on the outside, you're not really in the moment. Mm-hmm. But if you really focus, like if you're present and in your own body and focusing on the pleasure that you're receiving, you really do become this sort of magnetic being. Like, people are drawn to you when you're in that moment of pleasure. So yeah, focusing on your own pleasure rather than whether your hair looks good.
Oh, that's good
advice. I thought this would be educational. Hey?
Me?
You learn something every day.
It's so true. But it is true. We women, we do worry. Are my boobs jiggling too much? Can they see my cellulite? And as a male, I think you can say, you're not looking at that, are you?
It's so fine. Do not stress. We're not picking up on any of those things whatsoever.
You're just excited to be having sex.
Exactly. Someone's showing us attention. Happy to be here.
Oh my God. Well, once again, an absolute delight, Angela. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
I want to come to the next lunch, by the way. Next lunch,
we'll
I want to
see.
be there
You're
as well.
invited.
Yeah, great.
But we want $1,000 and you're paying for our cocktails.
Okay, fine. Angela White, thanks for joining us on Saucy Secrets.
Every week, men slide into my DMs asking whether women care about their penis size. And I tend to think it's more motion in the ocean. But just like we women care about our lip sizes, how smooth our faces are, it kind of makes sense that men are a little bit fixated on their peckers. So when I discovered that men can get actually really easy penis enhancements,
Why are you looking at me? Why do you keep looking at me when you start talking about making your dick bigger?
Because you're the one that slides into my DMs
What are you
asking.
suggesting?
But I wanted to find out more, and so we found Chris Fleischer, who is the practice manager from Cosmetic Connection, and his clinic actually does do penis enhancements.
Thank you very much for having me.
Oh my gosh, where do we even begin? So explain to us what is involved in a penis enhancement.
Sure. Okay. So it's quite a simple procedure that enlarges the size of the penis. It primarily focuses on the girth, but it is non-surgical. So it's a treatment you could have. You could walk in and walk out same day, having completed the procedure.
Can you use it the same day?
You cannot use it the same day. So there is a bit of a recovery period required. So when we say no downtime, that kind of refers to you can resume work as normal. But in terms of kind of sexual activity, there is a minimum period of at least 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
That's right, yeah.
Oh my God, but you'd be so excited because you've got this giant penis and you have to wait to use it.
That is actually one of the most common questions we get asked is how long do I have to wait post-treatment? But yeah, generally a minimum of 2 weeks to be on the safe side.
And how does it work? Does it hurt? Is there any bad side effects?
Yeah, sure. So the way it works is it's done under local anaesthetic, so you can't feel very much, so it numbs the majority of the pain. It is an injectable treatment, so therefore is very quick and easy.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's that aspect of it. Then in terms of side effects, there are risks. So redness and swelling are your most common ones. And then in some severe cases, there can be more severe swelling as well.
Because I heard that it can, if it's put in the wrong area, it can cut off feeling to a man's penis. But is that just a bad practitioner?
Doesn't happen at Cosmetic Connection, obviously. Doesn't
Exactly,
happen with
yeah.
these
So depending
guys.
on where the product's placed, but if it's placed in the shaft, that shouldn't happen.
So how long
Yeah.
does the procedure take?
Yeah.
And how long does the end result last for? Is it something that you need to, for want of a better term, come and top up every 6 months? Or once it's there, that's how big it's going to be?
Yeah, so we'll start with the first part of that question, which was how long does it take? The treatment itself is, on average, will take about 20 minutes. So it's quite a quick procedure. And then how long that lasts does depend on your metabolic rate. And so that is different for everyone. But you'd be looking at, can last up to around 3 to 5 years.
Oh, wow.
But at that time, it would no longer be giving you the result you had on day one.
Yeah.
So we see most people sort of come back in 2-year intervals to top up.
Right.
So we can't say what it actually is. We have these crazy rules in Australia. But let's just say the same things I'm getting put in my lips are the same things that you're injecting into a guy's penis. And what kind of guys are coming in? Because I went into my local clinic recently. It was
Yeah.
around Mardi Gras, and I couldn't get an appointment because so many men were booked in to get penis enhancements ahead of Mardi Gras.
Yeah. Hopefully 2 weeks prior, so they have
Yes.
to
Yes,
recover.
exactly.
But yeah, I wouldn't say there's one type of guy. I think the motivations and the type of guys we see come in vary so drastically. You'll see people come in from a sort of an insecurity standpoint, and then you'll see others that have kind of successful in their life. They've done it all. They're well endowed to begin with, and it's kind of like the last thing to tick off of like, why not? So it's quite interesting. I wouldn't say there's one type of guy. You get young gentlemen, obviously, as I mentioned, on that insecure side potentially. But then you also get older guys who experience shrinkage, which does happen as guys get into the sort of 60s, 70s and
Does
beyond.
it?
And those guys come in as well.
Get smaller when you get older.
Yeah.
Can you choose your size, or is it just each body reacts differently to the procedure? Like, for example, if someone got the injections, went home and went, oh no, I want bigger, can they come in and choose how girthy they want it to be?
Within reason. So there are parameters of what's safe. So there's obviously a certain amount of product that probably is appropriate.
Yep.
So there is definitely an element of you can choose to go bigger, but you are obviously also bound by what you've got to
How much
begin
you're
with
allowed
as
to
well.
actually
Correct.
inject. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
and if you were to
yeah.
put, exactly. And if you put that for similar to like a lip,
Yeah.
right? You are also, the lip is obviously encased. You
Yeah.
can't keep it filling it up forever.
Yeah.
So sad.
Yeah.
So sad.
So yeah.
But also, I'm worried too because I've got a really good injector who will say to me, I'm like, give me 1 mil. And she's like, absolutely not. You can have half a mil. Is there every time where a guy, like, he wants a lot and you go, actually, mate, let's just start a little bit. Like, let's build our way up?
Well, you are limited because beyond a certain point, there's only so much you could do in one session. So if guys are coming in and they're like, oh, I want to get as big as possible,
Yeah.
that would actually require multiple sessions to build it up.
And do you find a lot of men are coming in because their wives have asked them to come in?
So I'd say very rarely is that the case.
Okay.
But there are people with all different relationship statuses.
Yep.
So you have got people sort of post childbirth. Some people are motivated by that.
Because the woman's bigger?
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. So that's sometimes people are coming in for that purpose, but you've obviously got some.
That's so polite for the woman. So she's still got a bit of enjoyment.
Yeah. So it's like I said, there's not one person. There's such a variety of people that come in for different reasons.
Wow. And do you think it's a growing trend? Like, when did it start? Because I didn't even know it was a thing.
Yeah, I think it's been around. I think there was some studies that came out in the early 2000s.
Oh.
I'd say it's probably picked up in popularity in the last 10 years. And I'd say in the last 3 years, it's gone mainstream.
Really?
Yeah, so I'd say now it's something that people who are looking to increase the size of their penis, it's something that they're seeking out.
And if I was about to sleep with a guy who had it, could I tell that they've had it?
Well, depends how good of a job. But if done well, and in most cases, no, you wouldn't.
Wow. And sorry, I have so many questions.
Yeah.
Ask away.
I
Yeah.
just keep thinking of more
That's why we've got
questions.
Chris here to answer the questions.
So there's different areas you can put it. So do people just want a longer penis or do they want a thicker penis? Like,
So for the non-surgical options, there are limitations. So length gains aren't possible. So
Really?
Yeah, so it's primarily girth.
okay.
And then, as I mentioned about the shrinkage earlier, that means it can reduce the shrinkage, which means there can be soft length gains,
Yeah.
but primarily it's girth.
That's so
Yeah.
interesting because there was a study. Not many men know this, but as part of my job as a sex columnist, I know
Yeah.
this. There was a study in, I think it was University of California, that men think that women want a longer penis, but women actually prefer a girthier penis.
How it stimulates.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
how it stimulates, and
Yeah.
men don't know that.
And so you can just pop in. You said it's a 20-minute procedure on your lunch break. Step on in.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. The girth is there. Easy
Kaboom!
as that.
But wait 2 weeks.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Wait 2 weeks.
Wait 2 weeks.
So I had an epiphany last night.
Oh.
It was about 2 a.m. It was in bed and I wasn't up to what you think I was up
Okay,
to.
not that kind of epiphany.
Not last night anyway.
Okay.
But it dawned on me that men, if you want to know what your woman is up to, don't be sneaking in her Instagram messages. Don't be looking at her phone messages.
Right.
Take a deep dive into her notes app
Oh.
because it is wild.
That's where
in
the saucy
there.
stuff is.
That's where the saucy stuff is. But also, the reason I was awake at 2 a.m. last night was because I was writing a breakup text to my situationship.
Okay.
And I really needed to draft it out first. You're like, you didn't even have a boyfriend. I know, my situationship.
And I guess, is that just because that's where you put all your thoughts, your feelings, for then to come back to edit them, sort them all out. So just the raw, unfiltered, whatever's going on,
Yeah.
whatever you're doing, it's all there in the notes app.
Yeah. And it's like, I know I'm being crazy. So rather than, I've learned from experience, don't just send him crazy text
Oh,
messages.
no. Never do that in the
We
moment.
like to draft. We draft them out, we read them, then we wake up our best friend because, sure, sleep is cute, but
Yep.
we need answers now.
Yep.
We send them the draft text message that
Okay.
we've written in our notes going, I just think and you did this and it's not okay. And then they'll normally text you back and being like, you sound crazy, don't send it.
Okay.
But it's all there in your notes app. And so then I started going through my notes app
here we
to
go.
see what else was in there. I was like,
Go on.
okay, if a guy went through my notes app and wanted to know about me, what would he find? And it's actually really embarrassing. I did put it into an article.
You've printed the notes.
I
Here we
printed
go.
the notes. So I've got the names of the men I've shagged before. I think it's important.
Your body count's there on the notes.
Yeah, it's,
Okay.
it'll go in my biography one day.
Cool.
The names of the men I want to shag, That's
that you
called
want to add to the body count?
manifesting.
Are these real people or like celebrities?
Both. Aim high.
Give
Aim
me a
high.
celebrity name.
Like Brad Pitt, always.
Okay, I mean, everyone wants to shag
I
Brad
can
Pitt.
be his third,
Right.
fourth, fifth
Good-looking
wife.
dude.
We've got our baby names. So, like, I don't even want kids, but I've still got to list names.
Got to be prepared. You never know.
Well, I made the mistake of telling my cousin my favorite boy's name, which is Sebastian, and she stole it.
You know this thing, that
Yeah.
microphone that everyone. Now you've just given your baby name to everyone, so now everyone's going to steal Sebastian.
I'm never going to have kids
Named
anyway,
after
so
Sebastian the crab from The Little Mermaid. Obviously,
You can have Tristan,
Ariel.
you can have Coco, you can have Montana, you can have Jamison, because they're on my list. I've also got business ideas in there. So, like, my idea for the perfect vibrator, Juju, manifesting my own vibrator.
They already exist thanks to Juju.
I want to
Sorry.
do a push-up bra. Like, I want to do my own brand of those. So that's in there. I've got a list of sad movies to watch when I want to cry. The Notebook, Legends of the Fall, Brad Pitt. He's my kink. Porn links.
Okay.
So I've discovered I'm quite picky with my porn, and I don't have time when I just need a quick orgasm, thanks to my Juju. I need to like go to something I know is tried and tested
Right.
and works. So if I come across a really good one, I put that in my notes app to come back to later. So I'm like, man, you're looking in the wrong spots. Go into our notes app. That's where you'll find out the most stuff about us.
Can we just have a look at what is
Yeah,
in my
what's
notes
in
app,
yours?
just for comparison? Okay, roast potato recipe.
Oh no.
And the last one was how to put in a timesheet for Saucy Secrets because I kept forgetting.
Oh, you've just reminded me too. Well, yours is snore. Women's are fascinating. And do you know what? That I had at least 3 breakup notes that thank God I never sent the guys because they were embarrassing.
You're welcome, dudes, and apologies for every woman out there whose secret has just been outed.
Sorry. Maybe don't look. Also, don't look at our chat GPT history.
Oh, yeah, that's even worse.
We've had a listener write in with a very serious
No,
dilemma.
to be fair, it's for you, not me. They know full well that I'm absolutely useless and cannot answer any of their questions or help with anything in their life.
Well, you might actually be able to help with this one.
Okay.
As a man, you are a man. So this is from a woman. She said, "Dear Jana, I'm 36 and have been married for 5 years. In the beginning, we were hot for each other, but now our sex life has all but disappeared. I'll admit I let myself go over the last couple of months, but I've since tried to initiate. I've brought new lingerie and even suggested we watch his favorite porn together. But he just shrugs and says he's not in the mood. Ooh, ouch. When I pressed him, he said it wasn't all about me. He just doesn't feel like having sex anymore. I couldn't believe it. Girl, same. How do you stay in a marriage when intimacy vanishes? Am I supposed to accept a lifetime of celibacy, or is there a way to bring the spark back even when he seems unwilling to do anything about it?" Signed, Bedroom Flatline.
Firstly,
Yes.
I don't want to hear this, I've let myself go. You're perfect just as you are, and I'm sure your partner is exactly the same. So it's not up to you to look a certain way.
Okay, I'm going to answer very differently.
Really?
Yes.
I'm sure he's exactly the same, though.
No, there's always one who maintains going to the gym, or this is going to be a controversial take on it, but I want to know, is she shaving her legs? And the only reason I ask that is because the other day I was at my best friend's house with her husband, and we were all watching TV together, and he kind of slid his arm down her leg, and I caught that microaggression of, ugh. And he goes, "Doll, when was the last time you shaved your legs?" And she was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "It's a jungle down there." And I just caught that little moment of ick, and I thought, oh, you've become flatmates. When you're comfortable to kind of, I know this is shocking, but when you've been together for so long and you do stop impressing each other, and those little icks can build up over time. So it's great that she's buying lingerie now, and it's great that she's making an effort, but I think there's something romantic about maintaining it for each other in the long run. However, in saying that, you do also have to look at other things. Like I would be going to the doctor and getting a bit of blood work, getting his testosterone levels checked, because that is super, super common. And men don't realize that the older you get, you do lose your sex drive and your testosterone levels do dip. But it's actually something really easy to fix. A friend of mine, he completely lost his sex drive. His wife was horrified. And it was like one pill every day for a month or something like that. Brought back his testosterone. He was a teenage boy again.
Wow. And as boring as it may sound, like, is it worth asking him why?
Yeah, communication. Just have that. It's cute to get your honey birdette set, but
Yeah.
why don't you start with the brain?
Because, you know, if he's just sort of shrugging and turning away and you're going to let that eat at you as if you're wondering, is it me? Have I done something wrong? Like actually find out, as awkward as that conversation is going to be, why is he not up for it?
Yeah.
Because it could be something that he wants or doesn't want.
It could be work stress. We women are guilty of thinking that men are just always on. You can just look at it and it's going to get hard. But you men are a sensitive lot. And work stress or financial issues or, it could be a million different things that are on his mind and not really getting him hard. So, yeah, you're right. Have the conversation.
And I guess the fact that she is trying something is a great first
Great
start.
start. Great
Actually, wait a minute. I know what you could do.
What?
If you wanted to spice up the bedroom and bring back the heat, look no further than the WeVibe Chorus Pro from Juju, because the beautiful thing about this is that the WeVibe Chorus Pro moves in waves, syncing with your partner.
Well, that's just polite.
This is something you can do together for shared climaxes. Get closer together at Juju, JOUJOU.com.au. So, I mean, to that person, this feels like a no-brainer, right?
I do actually like that. See what his kinks are. Ask him. Maybe he wants to explore something different. Maybe he wants something different to missionary.
And it's
good
almost
stuff.
like I've brought this up because we are giving one away. It's convenient how that has worked. If you want to pick up the WeVibe Chorus Pro, jump onto kiss.com.au. We're giving one of those bad boys away thanks to the wonderful people at Juju who help us do this show each and every week.
I'm just thinking, why don't we just send it to that listener? Let's just send it to them. They can report back, tell us how they went.
Perfect. Wow, what a show this has been. What a show this has been.
Covered a lot.
Big thank you to Angela White. If there was ever a week to go and listen back to the podcast, if you're only just switching on now, please, the iHeartRadio app, go get the podcast. If there's ever a week to watch the entire show on YouTube, we're there as well.
Yeah. And she had the most amazing backdrop. Didn't you say in the ad break that she actually looks more beautiful in real life than she does on camera?
And that set that was amazing. And also we learn about penis enhancements. This is something that's happening in your city, Australians, and apparently it's very, very popular.
It's gaining in popularity, and it's they're filling up all my laser clinic visits. Every time I try and book in for my own little tweakments, it's you men now who
So
are
look,
filling up the
if you are
appointments.
looking to add some girth to your dick, or if you would like to add some girth to your partner's dick, again, go grab the podcast. It's all there. And on that note, what more could we possibly say?
Well, let's see what next week brings.
Exactly. See you next week. This is Saucy Secrets on Kiss.
Bye.